What is going on, YouTube? What is going on, Kansas City? And what is going on, everybody? And welcome to the Beat of KC. Today, the rumor mill is churning a little bit, and we're starting to hear some speculation from people within the Kansas City community, and honestly, fans of the Kansas City Chiefs. Now, what we're going to be talking about is going to be receiver and N'Keal Harry, a former first-round pick to the New England Patriots, has put in a trade request through his agent. Now, a lot of people are like, hey, I think we're interested. I'm going to break this down. I'm going to tell you what is kind of going on. I'm also going to give you my perspective on this entire idea. So if you're interested, I suggest you stay tuned right after this. But before we start talking about N'Keal Harry and the potential of coming to Kansas City to be a Chief, I ask that you guys smash that subscribe button, smash that like button, comment down below, and now it's time to get into the video. Let's go. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm excited to talk about this, and the first thing that I really want to get out is the fact that training camp is coming, and it's coming quickly. The reason why I want to talk about this is because this is a very important time in the NFL. This is where you start to build the camaraderie, you start to build teamwork, you really start to see what players are going to be doing around you. It's a time to learn, because obviously you're watching a lot of film, you're getting in, you're learning some books, obviously the playbooks, and you're really starting to develop some relationships with players. I think that's what's significant, and you really lead into the preseason and you start to develop even more. This is an important time, and so that's why this is such a significant piece, and really you start to see this conversation happen. Players do need to be cut. You know, you have a lot of rookies that come in, a lot of undrafted free agents that are trying to earn a spot on a roster, and so then there's trade talk. And that's why this is a significant piece. So we're going to jump into an article that was written by ESPN, and it's about N'Keal Harry and his agent requesting a trade for him. So here we go. Wide receiver N'Keal Harry's agent said in a statement Tuesday that he has formally requested the New England Patriots trade his client. For the past several months, and I quote his agent, "I have been working in cooperation with the Patriots behind the scenes to put a plan in place to allow N'Keal to thrive in New England. Through 2 seasons, he has 86 targets, which obviously hasn't met the expectations the Patriots and N'Keal had when they drafted a dominant downfield threat who was virtually unstoppable at the point of attack in college. Following numerous conversations with the Patriots, I believe it is time for a fresh start and best for both parties if N'Keal moves on before the start of training camp. That is why I have informed the Patriots today I am formally requesting a trade on behalf of my client," agent Jamal Toussaint said in a statement. Now, I think this is a very well written, very well said statement for his client, obviously N'Keal Harry, but we're going to dive in and really talk about some of the specifics of this message. Yes, he has only had 86 targets, but the thing is he has been injured, and we're going to talk about that. So, N'Keal understands a key ingredient to production is opportunity. He will continue to work hard to develop and refine his craft after missing a large portion of his rookie year to injury. His draft day expectations for his NFL career have not changed. We are confident success is just around the corner for him and will aggressively pursue it. The Patriots selected Harry with the 32nd overall pick in 2019 draft. Injuries limited him to 7 games in his rookie season, in which he caught 12 passes for 105 yards and 2 touchdowns. Last season, he had 33 receptions for 309 yards and 2 touchdowns in 14 games. Now, what I think is significant about this and some of the statistics that they provided is it goes along and in correlation with some of the things that we're seeing from N'Keal Harry play. Now, if you go watch any film, you're going to see that at times he struggles to create separation. He doesn't have that burst off the line like some receivers in this NFL. So that is also a negative aspect. There are times where he's dropped numerous balls, and obviously a quarterback isn't going to put the ball on target 100% of the time. And so you have to be able to adjust as a receiver. And at times he's lacking in that. he does have Cam Newton currently throwing him the football, and it could change completely when you're talking about, one of the best, if not the best. I consider him the best, Patrick Mahomes. So that is something to consider. But again, if you're lacking the ability to create separation, your speed is not elite. Because some of the things I've seen where they considered him a downfield threat, I don't think that translate into his game that we're seeing right now. So what we also got to consider, and the reason why a trade request was requested, is because of this. The Patriots added receivers Nelson Agholor and Kendrick Bourne in free agency, pushing Harry further down the team's depth chart. He appears to be set to compete for the number 4, number 5 role behind both those players, and Jacoby Myers, who led the Patriots in receptions with 59 and receiving yards in 729 last season. I think that's a significant piece as well because they're just being honest. Look, hey man, you're going to be competing for a 4 or 5 spot, but that's the best we're going to be able to do unless injuries obviously occur. So immediately that speaks to N'Keal Harry thinking, well, I need to be traded. I feel that I'm not valued where I need to be. I want to go somewhere else. So he goes to his agent. Again, if you're not able to create separation from elite corners in the NFL, you're not able to have some hands when you need to have hands outside of just your typical ball right on your chest and within the numbers. Those are some things where I'm starting to question the ability and things like that. Do I want the Kansas City Chiefs to go out and trade for N'Keal Harry? No, personally, I do not. And the reason is because I think from a receiver perspective, within the Kansas City Chiefs organization, we are ready to roll and go at another Super Bowl. And the reason I say that is because you have probably top 3 receiver in the NFL right now in Tyreek Hill. You obviously have the best tight end in the NFL in Travis Kelce, who both eat up a ton of targets within the season. Then you have to be able to separate out the rest of those receiving catches, targets obviously. That's when you start to break it down and you're talking about Byron Pringle, you're talking about Mecole Hardman, you're talking about, Demarcus Robinson, and you're talking about the newly drafted Cornell Powell, and then anyone else that can be sprinkled in there that could potentially make this team. So, I don't feel that we need a N'Keal Harry. He's not to the level of a Julio Jones. That would be a different statement. I think if you're going to make the Julio Jones statement, you know exactly what you're going to get. You know why you're going to make that trade. This trade isn't a desperation trade. We don't necessarily need N'Keal Harry. And that's why I don't think this trade even happens. If it does, then am I going to be disappointed? No, because I think mostly it would be a tryout. He does only have 2 years left on his contract, I believe. And that's really what it would be about. Don't get me wrong, N'Keal Harry was a stud at Arizona State. The guy would go downfield, he would go up and get balls, but this is the NFL, ladies and gentlemen, and it's a completely different competitive level. You're talking about the elite of the elite. You're talking about guys that get drafted to the NFL and go out there and can be a shadow to some receivers. And if you're not able, again, to create separation and show some elite speed or break off, then you're not going to be successful in the NFL. And I do think that that's why some of this has translated into him. I am not wanting the Chiefs to go make this move, but I can understand why fans and some others would like to see this happen. Same goes for Josh Gordon. A lot of people are on the Josh Gordon acquisition through free agency. I don't think you need a Josh Gordon in this offense. And there's always question marks around his performance. Is he going to be able to stay on the field? That's always the question mark with him. So, those are my thoughts going into this. This is the reason why, in all honesty, why I don't necessarily want him to come to the Kansas City Chiefs. Do I think someone's going to give him the opportunity and make this trade? I do believe so. There are definitely people out there that would love to have a N'Keal Harry, a 32nd pick in the 2019 draft. And they can obviously probably work with him and maybe fix some of that stuff. His breakaway speed. Maybe help create separation. That's just something to consider. But I don't think the Kansas City Chiefs make this trade. And I don't think that he becomes a Kansas City Chief. Just my thoughts. I appreciate you swinging by and checking out this video on the potential trade for N'Keal Harry. I really do appreciate all the support on this channel. It's definitely going to continue as we start getting closer and closer to training camp, and as we get closer to the preseason and even the season. I honestly can't thank you guys for the support. This has been tremendous. I've enjoyed every moment and will continue to enjoy every moment moving into building in this community and this channel. It's just absolutely awesome. So I really do appreciate you guys swinging by and checking out the Beat of KC. And as always, have a good day.